Hello everyone. Today I just kind of want to show you some of the ways that you can use scraps. And I had a lot of these coffee dyed papers left over from when I used them to make a book. And so what I did was just made some tags and things out of that leftover. So essentially cutting it into whatever size I wanted into strips and then cutting the edges. So for example, let's say here, cut the paper here and then cut, cut, cut. And now I have a tag. So this is why you always save your scraps. I find it very difficult to throw anything away. These came from some scraps from manila file folders and made some tags out of that. These came from a very similar scrap paper. They're just kind of that little envelope shape that you just fold back together. Made 2 of those. These little guys I had made from these. It was a bigger piece, and that I had cut the paper and it came into a corner, and so I made these tiny tags from the corner. So I know this is small, but what I would do is just say cut here like that, okay, and then do another cut, kind of sort of, probably should measure it out better, and then cut on the side. So again, it's cut the corners and then cut the top, and you can get a really tiny mini tag out of the little triangle corners. What else? I made a coin pocket out of one of the scrap papers, and it's just a little, envelope. I really like how it turned out, actually. And then these, again, just cut in. It was one long paper, kind of looking like this, kind of, sort of, and then just cut into strips. And then with these, you can, stamp them, and they'll make a really nice tag. I'll show you an example of that in a minute. Again, just use the scraps to make some tags. These ones have the little hole punched in it. And then this paper was a square, and I just rounded the corners with this very cheap Target brand corner rounder. Seriously, if you have the money to get a better one, please do, because these cheaper ones are good for a limited time. I guess you get what you pay for. Anyway, so I rounded the corners, and so now it's kind of like a little journaling card, and then on the back just stamped on it like that. So this can go in a journal. This one I'm going to be experimenting with later, so in the meantime, let me show you how I made something of this. Let's see, what can I make? I can make a couple of tags. I could do another journaling card. Can I do the coin one with this one? Let's see. I can make a really thin coin pocket. Let's do this then, I guess. Okay. So let's trim this off just a little bit more. Totally my personal preference. You obviously don't have to do that. Cheapo corner punch. Okay. There's that. I think this will be my top. So now you can leave it plain like this, or you can stamp it or put washi tape on it. You can, I bought this at Hobby Lobby, and since I'm showing you an example how I made this one, this is distress marker. Okay, Tim Holtz distress marker, black. Use the more broad end, I guess. And just go like this. And then stamp. See? And there you have some lines for writing. And that way, if you use the distress marker, you can control how much of the stamp you want on there rather than trying to use a stamp pad. And then kind of want to put something here. Let's see. Will this fit? I think so. Just clean up the edge of the stamp a little bit so you don't get that on your paper. Alright. This stamp was also bought at Hobby Lobby. There. Not bad. Okay, and now you have a nice journaling card from just some scrap paper. Here's, so, you know, cut from that paper strip, and the way I like to do it is cut off the corner, match it back, flip it over, line it up like that. Okay, maybe I should zoom in. Okay, so you cut off the corner, flip it over, line it up, make your cut, and then you can measure the top part, and now you have a tag that you can also stamp on if you wanted. There you go. I'm about to run out of battery, so I'm gonna have to come back to this. Okay, so here's a tag, and we can stamp it. And there you go. Some nice little ephemera. Okay, so that's one option, or another option rather. What else can we do? Have this tag. We can, let's say you want this side blank. Okay. There you go. Okay. Let's see. Another thing you can do is, this is coffee dyed printer paper. It was, I think, like 90 pounds. It's pretty thick. Anyways, so you can get a stamp. This one I got, I think, from Michael's. Ink up your stamp. Place it somewhere. Hold it down for a little bit. Make sure it's soaking in. Okay. And then take some scissors. And now you have a nice postcard ephemera, or a journaling card. Is this not focusing? There we go. You could put lines on the back. You can leave it blank. You can also grab the Tim Holtz distress photo, or vintage photo distress ink. Ink up the edges. And then it kind of looks a little more complete when framed. I'm not sure if the camera can really pick it up, but there you go. Okay. So there's that. Let's do another one. And these can be, you know, journaling cards. They can be glued on in such a way that they become a tuck spot or a pocket. And I'm sure you'll want to do this in a way that doesn't waste paper. But since this is kind of ending up to be an impromptu tutorial, hope you guys don't mind. Okay. And there you go. For these little guys, I have these. Don't know what they're called, but they have nice little tiny stamps on here. Let's use the bird. Now, sometimes they don't stick to the mounting block, so some double-sided tape on your finger, except we want it to actually be the right way here. Okay, so double-sided tape. There you go. Let's zoom that. Oh, wrong way. No, I was going the right way. Sorry, guys. See? And that's just using this little stamp. Oh, I promised I would show you the coin envelope. Okay. Strip of paper. Let's zoom out. It's kind of slow. All right. So let's see. Cut it to about the size you think you want. This is probably, it'll be a little bit thin, but that's okay. All right, so what I like to do, fold the sides, and you want maybe, I'm really not good at using the ruler, unfortunately. Maybe, so about like a 1/2 inch overlap. So you want one side of your paper to fold over the other side by about 1/2 inch. Okay, bring it all down, unfold your, fold down your top. Sounds like my son's awake. Hold on. Okay, so several hours have now passed. Not that you can feel it. So we folded our top down, folding up the bottom. Okay. Now, I did not think of this myself, and I will link to you the YouTuber who thought up how to make the coin pocket. So you cut off those little sides here so that you kind of make a cross shape. Well, sounds like my newborn is awake. Okay. Okay, welcome back. We were doing the little coin purse bucket. Of course, technically for you, no time has actually passed, but for me, it's been a day. So sorry to reiterate here. Okay. Now, it's patterned on one side, blank on the other. You can make your patterned coin purse this way, like that, patterned like how this one is, or you can fold it all inwards so that you have a pattern on the inside of your coin purse pocket, like that. And then on the outside it's plain, and you can just put a stamp on it if you like. But I'm gonna do it this way. I mean, obviously you can stamp on it anyways, but since this has kind of a darker, you might not want to. I don't know, it's up to you. All right, so strip of glue. Or if you have really thin tape, you can use tape, you can use glue stick. Press it down. Make sure your inside isn't glued. I mean, you know, sticking to the inside. Okay. Now, I personally like having the bottom part be smaller than the top part, but if you want to make them even, that's up to you and your preference. Okay. Glue the bottom, which actually, you can glue it like that, or you could do what I just forgot to do, which is to round the corners a little bit. And then press down. There you go. Clean this off. And we'll do the same. There you go. Now you have nice little pocket coin purse. Made it yourself kind of thing. Put a tag in it. And speaking of tags, you may have noticed I've done some stamping in the end term. So I have these, blank on the other side for writing. This kind which is just a background stamp. Background stamp. Stamp. I guess is what you would call it. Come on. There we go. And Eiffel Tower. Other side is blank. This one is background stamp, clock stamp, and little bird stamp. Or swallow, I guess technically. See? Other side is blank. These ones I've showed you already. Now this might be easier to just zoom in here. Okay. So, stamped with, I guess this is a Tim Holtz stamp. Well, anyway, it says Tim Holtz. Stampers Anonymous. And then there's this one. Sorry, I get used to bringing it up to the camera. Blank on the other side. That one is also Stampers Anonymous. And I got it on sale at Hobby Lobby. I was so excited. Postcard stamp. And I've done a few repeats just because obviously you don't want just one. I mean, who would want just one? And everything has the edges inked. Stamped a little bee on this one. Camera can't focus. There we go. Little bird, that one you know. These ones were stamped blank on the other side with Dove Craft clear stamp. This is from England, or it says made in England, and it was gifted to me from Jackie. So thank you, Jackie. Use that. Another background stamp, and Eiffel Tower, butterfly. These are all blank on the other side. Little crown. Didn't like how this one turned out, and that one you know. Okay. Then there's these two, picture frame and lady from Recollections. Got at Michael's. And then this one, didn't quite like how it turned out, but oh well. Okay. And then these are pretty simple. I just have a few of these, some with lines, some that are blank, and then this one has the stamp on the other side, and then this side is blank. And the notes word comes from one of the stamp jars from Michael's. And the lines are, of course, from that other stamp that I showed you earlier. I also got this one at Hobby Lobby. Okay, so that's tag making and coin purse making. I hope I didn't leave anything out. There's another technique I'd like to show you, and let me clean up here and then we'll go to that. Alright, of course by clean up I really mean just shove everything to the side. Alright, piece of coffee dyed paper, pattern on one side, blank on the other. Magazine picture. Okay. You probably can see where I'm going with this. Cut out the picture. And if you want to be more accurate, you can use a paper cutter. But since you might be cutting it down to size anyway, you can wait. So to have it blank on the other side, we're going to paste it on the pattern side. Now you can use, again, whatever type of glue. I'm going to use tacky glue. Now remember, if you use a liquid glue, you'll probably very likely get paper buckling and the glue lines show up on the other side when it dries. To prevent that, and to get glue in more areas of your paper, just smear it like so. And in the interest of somewhat conserving paper, just paste it down, unless you want a border, close to the edge. And if you have a brayer, that will help flatten it out. Get out all the bubbles. If you don't have a brayer, you can try using your glue bottle. Just press down like that. If you don't have a tacky glue bottle, you can use your bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, you could use a different bottle. You could use your gesso bottle, or you can even try using like a book or a board and just really pressing down flat. Okay. And then you can use scissors, you can use a paper cutter. Let's see. I think I'll try fancy scissors. Okay, and now you have a nice picture journaling card that you can use. Okay. So that's another ephemera piece right there. Here's your leftover. And remember, everything can come from scraps, so we want to save this piece. You can make it into a tag like this. Cut off the corner. Reline it so you're accurate. Flip it over. Line it up. Make another cut. A little bit from the top. And bam. Insta tag. You can stamp on. Or leave it blank. Up to you. Another thing you can do is you have your scrap left over. You have a picture. Cut out your picture. Sorry, I know this is off camera. And you can make it fancy and use the decorative scissors if you want to make the image come out a little more bordered. Okay, and then glue it on, and this time I'm going to use a glue stick. Okay. So glue it down, and then now you have kind of a bordered picture journaling card. And then on the back, a place to write. So just another way to make an ephemera. Okay. All right, one more. Now, this is going to be how to make an envelope without a template, because as you can see, I don't use die cuts very much. I do have a label die cutter from Spellbinder to make tags, but my kind of cheap cutter, which I mean, it works, it's good, but it's kind of loud, surprisingly, and since the kids are asleep, I would rather not get into it. Also, the thing about that one is because it leaves behind the punch out, like after you take out the tag and there's the frame left, it's kind of wasted, whereas this way you use as much of the paper as possible. Okay, so this technique is also from a YouTuber, and I will link to her video. So what she did was she brought the corner of the paper down, lined it up to the bottom, cut it out, so that you have this kind of square, and then bring in the ends, not all the way, maybe about that much, yeah. Okay, so bring in the ends. You can see where I'm going with this. A little bit here. Okay. And then you bring up the bottom. You can fold down the top. And Insta envelope. You can bring this, fold it first outwards, okay, so that you can measure how much to fold down, fold it out outwards. Then you bring it back over, fold it over. Let's glue it down. And then we'll glue down. Probably want to put your glue actually, like on these pages parts, not this one, so you don't accidentally glue it to the inside. Okay. My hands are a little sticky. All right, and then use your corner punch. Hopefully you don't have a cheaper one like I do. But it does, you know, it gets the job done, which really shouldn't complain about. I apologize. Okay. And now you have an envelope. Just like that. And you can put one of your little note things in there. Well, okay, I hope you enjoyed this rather impromptu tutorial, and I say it's impromptu because I was not actually planning on doing a tutorial, but it kind of worked out that way. Nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find it useful, and thank you very much for watching. Bye.